Today is a very exciting day for me because on my wrist I have the Google Pixel Watch, and this is the smartwatch I've been waiting for so long now. And at the beginning I didn't even realize it. I first saw the LG G watch back in 2014, which was the very first Android Wear watch. I got a sneak preview of a manufacturing sample at an LG event, and while I was really excited, there was something not quite right about that watch. And to be honest, every single smartwatch I've seen since that day until now. And although I didn't know it way back then, Google was always going to make the smartwatch that was perfect for me. And let me tell you why. So first up, let's talk about design, because this is one of the things that really excites me about the Pixel Watch. So the design of the Pixel Watch is one of my favorite things about it. In the last decade, it's one of the only devices that has really matched up to the renders we've seen online ahead of the launch, and then taking out the box, it feels exactly as I expected, and it just looks stunning. Yes, it granted looks similar to some other round watches, but I've always been anti the shape of the Apple Watch with its sort of clunky square design, and I would only wear a round watch, and this is basically what I've been waiting for. On the back here, the casing is made from 80% recycled stainless steel. This is the polished silver colour, but you can also get it in matte black and champagne, which, to be honest, I think both of those look even better than this. The front is made from custom 3D Gorilla Glass 5, and just feels really nice to the touch. It's like a polished finish, so it's like a really smooth pebble. You know, similar to the Apple Watch, granted, but it is a watch after all. We've got the digital crown for really nice smooth scrolling, and the haptic feedback with this and other navigation features is really crisp and just feels really nice as well. We've got this silicone style rubber band which comes in the box. You get two different sizes depending on the size of your wrist, which is really nice. And we've got this really neat little quick release button on both sides, so you can just pop off your strap and put another one on. Google has a range of other straps that you can buy, including leather and woven, and then it just snaps back in really neatly. It is 50 ATM, so it's waterproof to 50 meters, so it's pretty durable. This little slot on the side there is a speaker, and of course on the back you've got your sensors, including the heart rate monitor. And then on this side, next to the digital crown, we've got a microphone and a button which you can use to get to your recent apps and other things. And next up, let's talk about hardware, because the Pixel Watch has got quite a lot going on in that department. So on the hardware front, the Pixel Watch has everything I could need and more, to be honest. The display is 320 ppi, so it's nice and crisp. It's an AMOLED, so it's got lovely colors and contrast, as you would expect from that type of panel. It's 1000 nits brightness, as you can see. It's lovely and bright right now. You can have it set to always on if you want, or there's an ambient light sensor, so it will adjust and auto wake up when you raise it, and all that kind of jazz that you would normally expect. Granted, there is a slightly chunky bezel around it, but the way Google's done the interface means that that gets quite hidden. You don't really see it come into play. It's running on an Exynos 9110 processor. It's got 2 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage. And then it's got all kinds of sensors that you would expect from a premium smartwatch, including blood oxygen, heart rate monitor with ECG. It's got GPS if you're going to go out for a run. It's got NFC. It's got that mic and speaker that I talked about earlier. And of course, there's an LTE option if you want mobile data on the go. Now let's talk about software, because the Pixel Watch is running the latest version of Wear OS, version 3.5. So we've got all the hardware, and of course Google makes Wear OS, so you'd imagine that the software is bang on point, and on the whole it is. I've heard lots of arguments saying, oh, but the Apple Watch has a square screen and that's better for software, but I really don't find that to be the case on this smartwatch. Google has done a great job of making sure things don't really get cut off. Like, of course you're going to get some cut off of something that's just coming onto the screen, but your eyes aren't going to be looking at that anyway. You're going to be focused on what's in the middle of the screen. And if we look at something like quick settings, sure, things are cut off at the edge, but when you bring them into view, it's easy to see what's going on. Sections like the tiles to the left here are all designed for the round screen, so nothing's cut off when you use stuff like this. You can use the digital crown to scroll through your notifications. If I tap the button above, I'm going to go to recent apps, and then again I can scroll, or I can just use the screen to navigate. I can swipe back to get to the main home screen. Being Wear OS 3.5, the latest version, it's absolutely packed with things that you could need. I've got Google Maps on here, which I can get on-screen navigation when I'm walking around town and I don't want to have to get my phone out. I can say, hey Google, and then I can do all kinds of things that you would imagine with Assistant, including controlling my smart home when I'm at home. I can get my messages on here. If somebody messages me on Facebook Messenger, I can actually reply with a little keyboard, or I can voice dictate my message to them. I can control the camera on my smartphone, so I can get a little preview of what the angle looks like. And of course we've got full on Fitbit integration, because Google owns Fitbit. And so I've got all my tracking included. If you wear it in bed, you'll get sleep tracking as well. And then coming later this year is fall detection as well. So while there's all that to love about the Pixel Watch, there are a couple of things that I'm not so happy about, and I would like Google to change them in the next version. It's probably pretty clear now that I think the Pixel Watch is the best smartwatch if you're an Android user, but there are a couple of things that I think Google could do better next year with the Pixel Watch 2. And the first and main one being battery life. Now, I started off with 100%, it's 4:30 now, and I'm on 19%. I haven't used the watch too much today, and I've only just switched on the always on display to film this video, so I doubt that's going to get me through to bedtime this evening. So it's not great on the battery life front, so that's number one for next year. I would also like to see a better battery charger, because the one supplied, while it clips nicely into place with magnets, it's not particularly strong, and when you put it down, just sort of wobbles around on the desk. It's not very good. What I would like to see is a proper stand where you plonk it on and it charges like that, like some of the Motorola ones, for example. Then finally, it could be a little bit cheaper if we compare with something like the Samsung Galaxy Watch 5, which is £289 here in the UK. The Pixel Watch is more expensive, so the regular Wi-Fi model is £339 or £349, and even more if you're going to get the LTE version. So there you have it. That's why the Pixel Watch has been the smartwatch I've been waiting so long for, and I cannot wait to try the Pixel 2. Thanks for watching, and remember to like and subscribe down the bottom.